topic for the tip of the week this week is Purlside decreases. And in the blog itself, I'll go into the reasons about why you might want to use Purlside decreases as opposed to right size decreases, because that would make this video too long. But here I'm just going to show you. Now let's look at my swatch. Let's say I'm going to want to have a right slanting decrease on this side and a left slanting decrease on this side. I need to think about that before I start working, because I'm going to be working from the wrong side. So basically I'm going to want something that mirrors, that is the same as a knit two together here, and something that is the same as an SSK here. So I'm going to go ahead and work this, and here's where I want my decrease, and the decrease that is the same as a knit two together is a purl two together. Looks just like a knit two together on that side. So there I am, and then I go to where I want my decrease that is the same as an SSK, and this is an SSP. That means slip, slip, return them to the needle, and then you purl them through the back. Now what that means is that I bring my needle up through the second stitch on the needle from the back. You can really distort stitches doing that. So what I frequently do is I turn my yarn over, I put my needles through from the back, and then I purl them together. Now let's look at those on the front side and see what we've got. You can see that that looks just like a SSK, and that looks like a knit two together. Now one thing that we have noticed in the master's program is that SSPs are a much neater, tighter decrease than an SSK for some reason. They just look better. They better match a knit two together. And for that reason, I mean, one thing you might want to consider is if you are doing decreases around a neckline, you might want to consider doing them on wrong side rows, because they will be a trifle neater. Now there are a couple of others. The one thing that people will do is, if they do and this is covered in level 2 of the master's program, I think, there's something called an knit two together or purl two together through the back loop. Now you might think, oh well, that's going to produce something similar to a purl two together, but no. And in that case, it's the same as an SSP, except I'm not going to slip those stitches. I'm just going to work those stitches as they appear, work them through the back, and then I'm going to go on to the other side, and you can see that what they actually produce is a twisted left slanting decrease. So it is the same as an SSP, except it is twisted. Now what if I want a twisted right slanting decrease? Well, it's not easy to do. What you do is you have to reorient the stitches. Okay, here's where I'm going to want to do my decrease. And again, I do not recommend knitting on needles this size for worsted weight yarn. Is that if I want to do that, I'm going to slip these guys, and then I'm going to purl them through the back, and that's going to give me a right slanting twisted decrease. So if I had this on one side and I wanted to match it, this is the decrease that I would use. And those are twisted decreases.